To observe, to
do
all his commandments. And his
statutes. So instead of wishes and words, it's commandments and statutes. So we didn't do that thing. So therefore the Lord said, I'm going to send this white man, and he's going to turn your world upside down. He's going to make the women start to wear pants. He's going to start the women, have them in single-parent households. He's going to have the women worshiping a white Jesus. He's going to have the women thinking that the standard of beauty, I got to have blonde in my hair. I can't wear my natural hair. I have to wear another race of people's hair that ain't nothing like mine. This is what's going on. You said you're going for psychology, right? There's been a lot of psychological damage that this man has done to us. But we got to restore that thing. How? With the commandments and the statutes. So let's show it at Deuteronomy 20:25. This is how we restore our people. Our sisters got to go back to being daughters of Sarah. You're not an African-American woman. You're not black. You're not a whore. You're not a thought. You're none of those things. God said you are a daughter of Sarah. Come on.
You are now flying.
Southwest. Seasons changing, we go harder. Barely get sleep, I hit the streets, I got my guard up. I know we probably did some things that we not proud of. That's why the Father had to leave us at the bottom. But I ain't tripping cause he got us. We on a mission, time ticking on that timer. Taking the kingdom ain't no secret, bro, we got us. Cause ain't no respect without power. Rise and shine, early grind, recognize I'm certified. 12 tribes worldwide, don't act like you ain't heard about it. I'm a young kind of fly, Babylon traumatized. Hit the block, prophesy. Hit me when you down the ride, nigga. Tell me now how you figure. You rob me for everything and then break me down to a nickel. Red clay be the dirt in them shackles of iron bigger. System made to enslave an intelligent mind, nigga. Listen, I got crumbs of belly eat. I got bed, I never sleep. I got a son I never see. So if I'm playing this for keeps, then he can play me for weak. And I ain't playing what I speak. They call it hate you.
Have you understand? Have you ever heard of Israelites before? Never have. All right, so. Israelites. Israelites. Those are God's people. All right. Electrolytes are important too, but this is way more important. Deuteronomy 28:15. I want to show you who you are in the Bible. All right. You read the Bible at all? You go to church? No more. All right. Okay. All right. Look, check this out. We're gonna read this thing. Come on.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
So this is Moses speaking to God's people, the Israelites, all right? I'm going to show you how what Moses is talking about in this book lines up directly with us and our history, all right? Read, come on.
To observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day.
Now, Asia, that was a very important part right there. What did it say? Read it one more time, boy.
To observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day.
So the Israelites were commanded to do the... What does it say right there? Read it one more time.
To observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes,
right,
which I command thee this day.
So the Israelites are commanded to do commandments and statutes. We was commanded to do that, all right? But since we didn't do those things, what happened?
There are these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So now God said, I will curse my people in the latter days and the last days because they didn't keep my commandments. Now, let's read and let's see how this lines up with our history. Give me verse 68. Because I want to ask you, how did black people get to this side of the world, sister? We traveled? Was it like of our own accord? Like, did we say, all right, let's all go over and we're going to go to America? So how did we come here? Unwillingly. I like that. Unwillingly. So the method of transportation that was used to get us, what was that? What was the transportation used? A boat. Okay. Do you think that's in the Bible? Not at all? Let's see. Read it. 28:68.
Deuteronomy chapter 28:68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
So the Lord will bring his people into Egypt once again, all right? Do you know what Moses had to go to Pharaoh and say? We said, let my people go. You remember that? Let my people go. He said that, right? Why did he have to say, let my people go? You got 5 minutes right here. You Come on. This is why. Because in Egypt, the Israelites were in slavery. They were being enslaved, all right? So Moses had to go on the behalf of his people and say, free my people, all right? So let me show you that. Come on.
Deuteronomy, Exodus chapter 20, verse 2. I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
So from the house of bondage. If somebody has you in bondage, what's that called? What's like a modern word for bondage? Because that might be an old word that a lot of people don't use. Okay, I like that. So, restricted. All right, so let me ask you something. Does this look like tied up and restricted? A little something like it, right? What about this? He got yokes of iron on his neck. Is that something like restriction? We have some better ones. Here. This one too. This one too right here. If you see these men right here, they all in tight quarters, right? Yeah. And you see that they got iron on their wrists, shackles on their ankles. You got this as well. This is the human zoo. This is a zoo. So a zoo has boundaries, right? It has borders. That means the animals can't get out, but the people can come and watch it, right? So this is showing that we were in those zoos. We were the ones on the plantations. We were the ones with shackles and irons on us. So like you said, well, this message is primarily for you. This is important to you, sis. Read it one more time. Deuteronomy 28:68.
Deuteronomy 28:68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
So Egypt meant bondage, or like you said, what was the word you used? Restriction, which is slavery. Come on, don't bring us into restriction or slavery again. How?
With ships.
With what?
With ships.
With ships, Asia. You said, oh shoot, same thing. So wait a minute. So who is this talking about, Asia? But what's their names in the Bible? Huh? Israelites. Israelites.
That's
we are. Yeah, Israel united in Christ. Yes, ma'am. But Israelites. This is talking about Israelites. So who does that make us? That makes us, huh? You gotta say it a lot. I'm hard of hearing on this side. Oh, you're right. Here, say it on the mic.
Israelites.
That makes us the Israelites. You're
That's
absolutely
right.
correct, sis. Well, let's keep reading. Come on.
by the way whereof I spake unto thee.
So the exact way Moses said it was going to take place, 1619. We was on boats. And then guess what? All these green arrows, guess what that represents? Where your mothers, your aunties, your fathers, your uncles scattered all around the world. And we have no idea where our family is at. But if you turn on the Olympics, you see black people all in that thing, don't you? But they was from what? Was they all from the United States? What other nations were they from? They was from everywhere. You're absolutely correct. Why? We were scattered into everywhere. Our people was all over. In what? The transatlantic slave trade. So read it one more time.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
So that happened to us. Slavery on slave ships. Come on.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again.
Our homeland, we never saw it again. Because we are the descendants of the slaves, are we not? And how we know that is by our last names. And how we know that is by the fact that we are still here to this very day. Where's our homeland? You see that reaction? That's the reaction that we get because we've been discontinued from our heritage. We have no idea who we are. You know what I'm saying? But our homeland is Jerusalem. That's where we're from, Northeast Africa. That's where we come from, the land of Jerusalem or Israel. All right? Come on, keep reading.
Thou shalt see it no more again.
Our homeland.
And there he shall be sold unto your enemies.
And saying there, so once you got off that boat, guess what? The same way you had to go into work and clock in, the white man clocked in and he had a certain item on sale. And guess what that item was? Our forefathers, our foremothers, our children, all of them were sold. Come on.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
It said we be sold to our enemies. Notice the word he used. Because today, we stand hand in hand, do we not? We shall overcome, do we not? We say these things. We have them come together with us. We vote in their politics. We go to their schools. We do a lot. We go to their reunions. We do a lot with them. You see what I'm saying? But the Lord said, you shall be what?
Ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
You were sold to your enemies. Those people did nothing but destroy us. Those people did what? They blinded us with white Jesus, with politics, with education, with John 3:16, with jobs, with the music of today, Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion, the drill music. All of this is meant to blind and destroy us. Come on.
For bond men and bond women.
Bond men and bond women mean slave men and slave women. Come on.
And no man shall buy you.
And no man has redeemed us. Because you know Malcolm X, do you not? What happened to Malcolm X? Go ahead. How you doing?
Your own worst enemy is yourself.
No, I don't know. It's enemy. It's the so-called white man and the sin that you put our people into. But no, hate that thing.
Bring it out.
They despise that thing. They want you to stay on the bottom and them to stay on top.
Bring it out.
But when you understand that you are Israelite, when you chosen, that's the reaction that you get. So you need a screenshot, snapshot this moment, and ask yourself, why did he act like that? Why did he act like that when we was reading the Bible? It's because this history, this truth is coming out in the earth. And Satan and his children are wroth. They're angry about that thing. Read verse 48.
verse 48.
Come on.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies.
The Lord said it again. They not your friends. You pick up the Bible and read Deuteronomy 28. They come out of nowhere mad because they're your enemies. They don't want you to find out your nationality. Come on.
Which the Lord shall send against thee.
But this the kicker about it all. God sent them against us. Why do you think God would do that? Okay, so he threw them at us because we broke his commandments. We were disobedient, therefore the Lord had to punish us to get us that backbone, to get us a strong understanding of where our power actually lies. Because it's not here, it's not economics, it's not politics, it's not education. None of that will give us power. Because we tried all that, did we not? Our sisters are the most educated women in America. Black people as a whole has a what, $1.7 trillion spending limit or spending power? But none of, why are we still in the hood? Why are we still in the ghetto? It's because, read that again.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee.
The Lord sent them against us because we broke his commandments. Come on.
And hunger,
Yep.
and in thirst,
Yep.
and in nakedness.
So for everything you want, all your basic essentials, who you got to go to? Let me see, Dillon's. Who owns Dillon's? A white man, right? What about Subway? You work at Subway? I remember the commercials. What's the dude name? Jared? That's the guy. I remember when I was little. I'm a little older than you. But Jared was on there. But Jared was the one that's the spokesman. All right. Now, what about your water? We got a water tower right here. Who is it? Who's y'all provider? Some people, what's they called? Water systems? I don't know. Whatever they call. But those people, do they look like us? That's on that board. It's showing you that this Bible is true. Read that out again.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies,
Go ahead.
which the Lord shall send against
Come
thee.
on.
And hunger,
Go ahead.
and in thirst,
Yep.
and in nakedness,
Come on.
and in want of all things.
And want of all things. So when you wanted that job, you had to fill out an application, did you not? And you had to present that application to who? A white lady, right? So the Lord is showing you right here. You go to school, you got a degree? You saw praise the Most High. What you going for? Psychology. So for us to learn psychology, the books that we got to buy, who made those books? White people, right? And then let me ask you this also. They say that they do, yeah. But now, this right here, where we get that from? Where this come from? They say this Jesus, correct? They say that's so-called Jesus. They say that, right? So it's showing that even in religion, even religion that we know of today, we got that from them.
Bring it out.
So we went to them in want of all things. Come on.
And one of all things, and he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
So this man did what?
Put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
This man put a yoke of iron on your neck. Remember these pictures we was looking at earlier? Bring it up. Who is this referring to? So wait a minute. It said, read it again. So we're going to break this down. I want you to explain it. Read it one time.
And he
So the he is the one that did it to you, right? Come on.
shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
Who is thy in that verse right there? Us so-called black folk. But the Bible's talking about who? Israelites. It's showing that our history, our lineage, our heritage, all connected to the Bible. We are God's people. We are the Israelites. And we got to understand that it said that he is another race of people that God wants nothing to do with. He never made a covenant with them. See what I'm saying? Now, why did all this take place, my sister Asia? Why the Lord let all that bad stuff happen to us? You said wishes and words. Hold on, that ain't you know they're synonyms, but all right, let's do it again. 28:15.
I've been here for trying to
Deuteronomy,
I got you, sis. I know. Come on.
Deuteronomy 28:15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
So God allowed all this to happen because we didn't hearken to his voice. What did his voice tell us?
To observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day.
So instead of wishes and what did you say? Wishes and something else. But he said, "Oh my." But what did the Lord say? Read it one more time.
To observe, to
do
all his commandments,
and
his statutes.
and his statutes. So instead of wishes and words, it's commandments and statutes. So we didn't do that thing. So therefore the Lord said, I'm going to send this white man and he's going to turn your world upside down. He's going to make the women start to wear pants. He gonna start the women, have them in single parent households. He gonna have the women worshiping a white Jesus.
Bring it out.
He gonna have the women thinking that the standard of beauty, I gotta have blonde in my hair. I can't wear my natural hair. I have to wear another race of people's hair that ain't nothing like mine.
Bring it out.
This is what's going on. You said you're going for psychology, right? There's been a lot of psychological damage that this man has done to us. But we got to restore that thing. How? With the commandments and the statutes. Let's show it at Deuteronomy 20:25. This is how we restore our people. Our sisters got to go back to being daughters of Sarah. You're not an African American woman. You're not black. You're not a whore. You're not a thot. You're none of those things. God said you are a daughter of Sarah. Come on.
What is a nation?
Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is children with role models.